Whew! Alright then, only 2 more gym badges to go, and in order to get these, we're going to have to visit the capital of the whole region. But before that, let's backtrack to Graves Hill and walk the rest of the way so we can do some last minute preparations. As another beautiful day starts to end, we track our way through Route 6. Shouldn't be much bother to you though at this point in your journeys. I mean, with how strong your Pokemon have become at this point, you'd be fighting more with the terrain than the wild Pokemon themselves. But if you are interested in getting your hands dirty, here are all the newbies, and here are all the oldies. So yeah, no new Pokemon unfortunately, however, all these wild encounters are sure to give you some last minute evolutions. So let's see who's on the menu today, shall we? Congratulations! Your Dwebble has become the Impostle. Anyway, these guys are the Bug Jar Pokemon. They hide inside these massive jars to protect themselves. They'll often do so with only their eyes sticking out on the top, looking out for danger. Though, the only thing these guys have to worry about is a Poltegeist flying overhead and dumping its tea inside of its pot. Completely out of spite. Also, evolution methods are just the same as regular Dwebble. Bet you didn't see that one coming, did ya? If you held on to your weak little turnip and managed to find a special held item called a Royal Turnip, it will have evolved into Harvestra, the Harvest Pokemon. For a long time it was believed that this Pokemon was the king of bountiful harvests, and was believed to bring good crops to those who worshipped it. However, it was discovered recently that Calyrex was actually the king of bountiful harvests, and this Pokemon somehow got the name over time, and over the years it kinda took the title away from Calyrex. Don't ask me how that works, history is odd. But regardless, in our days this Pokemon's kinda seen as a phony. What makes it worse is that this guy can be pretty pompous, vain, and kinda full of himself. But like all Pokemon, you can make use of him so long as you treat him right. That's it when it comes to new evolutions and new Pokemon in general for the time being, but never mind, we're at the capital now. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Neotropolis. Beautiful, ain't it? Get used to it though, cause you will be revisiting this place now and again in other arcs. Assuming you haven't done that already. Anyway, as I said before, Neotropolis is the capital of the region. A spitting image of the country's main motivation to invent, improve, and revolutionize. There is so much to talk about this one city alone. But to start with, it's basically split into multiple sections. When you first enter the city, you'll start at the bottom bit, which is what we'll be talking about in this video. Your accessibility to the other levels depends on your trainer rank, so we'll cover them another time. Oh, level 1 isn't something to be ashamed of. There are some lovely sights you can see around these parts, and lots of lakes and bridges now that I'm noticing. It's not as crowded as the other levels will become. But there is a gym around these parts, which also doubles as a museum. In fact, there are 2 gym leaders in this town. However, the other one is on a higher level, so in the meantime, let's just focus on this museum, shall we? You know, there's an old saying in this world of ours, one must look back to look ahead. And if you want to look back, there's nowhere better than the Neotropolis Natural History Museum. Come and be inspired by the epic stories of the past, such as the ancient days of Hisui. Learn how some of our greatest traditions, such as Pokemon capturing and battling, came to be, and be inspired to forge your own future. Visit us now if you would love to uncover the incredible mysteries of all regions past, including our own. Don't forget to visit our website at neotropolis.com for more information. Disabled people get half price, so make sure to get your tickets now or book them before they become extinct. Yeah, I would explain, but I think he pretty much covered everything. If you're not interested in checking out the gym just yet, there is a section where you can revive fossils you may have found earlier in your journey, or you can waste a little bit of time and try to learn more about the region's past. Trust me, I have a feeling that you're going to need to. But anyway, once you decide to take on the gym itself, the puzzle, well, you'll be sent to a random room with a random theme, rather it be art, history, etc. You go through that room and you'll have to go through about 3 others with different varying themes. Each room will have a different type of puzzle and trainers, which are solely built around that room's specialty. That isn't the trouble. The trouble is that each of these rooms are random and will show up once you enter a new one. It's basically like Ground Skirmishes stage from Mega Man X6, only it doesn't suck. However, the randomly generated rooms can be a bit of a hassle. You'll never know what you're gonna get. So, study hard and you should be able to make it to the gym leader. I see. Well, I don't think my scenario is exactly the same as yours, mate, but I know how you feel. You do? Yeah, not to sound boastful, but my father is a high-ranking trainer as well. Heck, in another region, he's a member of the Elite Four. Because of that, I was expected to be just as good as him as well, but to be honest, I'm a little bit more into research than I am Pokemon battling. Hey, I can't help it, I was born clever. How do you think I got to be a gym leader at my age? But all the same, I do prefer doing research and whatnot. Because of that, I was given a reputation as the weakest dragon trainer. At least, that's what some of them said. Point is, I too was compared to my father at a few points, but you're not going to shape your own future by comparing yourselves to them all the time. Sometimes you can only be the best you can be, you know? So, don't worry about what you can't do, and try to focus on the stuff you can do or prefer to do. I see. I'll think about it then. Thank you, sir. And thank you for the battle. I wouldn't say it was much of it. Oh, another challenger. Oh, that was quick. Hello there. My name's William. I'm the gym leader around these parts. You enjoying the museum? Well, I know I am. I usually spend most of my time here. Not just because I'm the gym leader, but also just for research. The past has so many interesting stories and facts, and it's hard to believe that so many people overshadow them to focus on what's happening in the here and now. It makes me glad places like this exist. After all, sometimes we can't look towards the future without having to acknowledge the past. I've gained a lot of respect for those who used to be or what have been, so if you ever want to ask about that, just let me know. But hey, you came here for a battle, didn't you? I warn you, I'm not really the strongest gym leader around. Again, I've been referred to a lot as the weakest dragon trainer. But it doesn't bother me. I was never really fond of bragging rights anyway. All I want to do is work. And that's what you'll have to do if you want to earn my badge, so let's go! Alright, pop quiz. What was one of the most famous ancient Pokemon ever discovered? Answer: Relicanth. Oh well, I can't say I'm surprised. I know Relicanth isn't the strongest Pokemon, but hey, I like it. Anyway, you're up, Bronzong. Well, maybe I should give you someone a bit more experienced to play with. Alright, let's go, Centroot!
It's massive!
Alright, that doesn't happen, but realistically it would. Sentryroot is the Elder Pokemon, and the evolved form of Splintle. They went from the children of the forest to the elders of the forest, growing as big as the trees themselves and even bigger. They are known to be some of the biggest grass-type Pokemon on record. Each Sentryroot has a special fruit on the top of its head, and it's said if you eat from that fruit, you will gain eternal life. Most Sentryroot only evolve from Splintle after waiting 1,000 years. But in-game, you only have to level it up about 10 times during the Duncan Woods. So don't worry about having to wait that long in real life. Good lord, could you imagine?
Yeah!
Wow, you're good. Okay then, here's a Pokemon I expect you didn't think I would have. Let's go, Cleavor! Didn't see that coming, did ya? You know, Cleavor was thought to be extinct. In fact, it is in the Sinnoh region, but in our days we... Oh. Sorry, I was gonna ramble on there. I guess like father, like son. Anyway, this is my last Pokemon. Or Alcemon. Let's go, Tyrannodos! Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Project Prehistory Tyrannodos. The aim of the game was to create the ultimate fossil Pokemon by fusing Tyrantrum and Rampardos DNA, creating a Pokemon whose headbutt is just as bad as its bite. And to be fair, it did kinda work on the power part, but there is one problem now. The Pokemon is as dumb as a brick, often being unable to tell the difference between its opponent and its trainer, making it pretty hard to control and making all of that power pretty much useless. But all the same, that doesn't mean it should be underestimated. Well, I guess that concludes our research. Wow, well done, quite impressive. I can tell you've already learned a lot from your travels. No wonder you were able to beat me. Anyway, here's your reward. I present to you the Calendar Badge. But wait, that's not all. I also have something special to give you. It's a brand new move that was recently discovered, called Retread. Here's the TM. I discovered this move myself while I was trying to disciple some old text. It's rather interesting. Basically, your Pokemon takes a random move it used to know and then uses it. It's quite an interesting attack and it can be a bit of a gamble, but it's helped me out of a few situations. Besides, I kinda think it's more useful than these Alcemon anyway. Oh, speaking of which, if you want the one I used, you might want to get one of these first. Cranerunt. I'm only showing it you now, so you don't have to deal with an advertisement later about this Pokemon. Though to be honest, I'm not really too fond of it. Same with Tyrannodos, as a matter of fact. They kind of feel like a disgrace to history. It's like putting graffiti over a famous painting to me. And this is coming from someone who wasn't really too fond of the hybrid fossils created by that scientist, Carolus. Good thing she was arrested for that, because good lord. Anyway, one aspect about this that I am interested in are these alchemy stones. I mean, how do they work, and how do they even do such things, like create Pokemon eggs from the essence of a Vermon? You know what? I'm gonna go look into it now. Sorry, sir. Thank you for that battle. It was great. But I better get going. I've got my own stuff to do. See you around. Hopefully. Whew! Man, that was a tough one. But hey, 7 gym badges now. Only one more to go and it's happy hour. Although, something tells me that this one isn't going to be too easy. I mean, it's going to be the last gym that we face, so it's definitely going to take some effort. What I suggest is that perhaps we should take some time off to look around and prepare our team. So, let's cover the last gym battle next time, as our journey through Revolu continues.